Good morning and welcome to Pope High School. We are here for the first of 5 games at the 12th annual AJO4LAX event, lacrosse festival to benefit the Andrew Oswald Memorial Fund. We will be sure to tell you more about that fund and all about Andrew Oswald's life. But we got our first game underway. The Walton Raiders taking on the Westminster Wildcats. I'm Ned Case alongside Paul Devereaux. Paul, these are two teams coming in, strong records. Westminster 8-3, Walton 10-1. You know, what do you think a game like this does to boost one of these teams going forward?
Well, I think it's huge. I think Walton is in one of the toughest regions. And then you have Westminster, which is in the 6A, 7A program. So this is a great shot in the arm to go after a 1A or 6A through 7 school. Sorry, the other way around, right? So
yeah.
1 through 5. So both exciting opportunities. These kids know each other locally from summer play.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be a great game and a great day of lacrosse.
Yeah, many of these guys playing for the Thunder lacrosse in the summer, which Paul coaches for and is on the board. We'll see plenty of those guys today, but we're going to get this thing underway here. 10 o'clock face-off, first of 5 games of the day. It looks like it's Varghese down at the X for Walton, and for
Dylan Farley.
Westminster, it's Dylan Farley.
Yeah, so this is going to be a key component of the game today.
Excuse me, that was Ben Brennan at the X for Walton, but Westminster's going to come away with it. Nice ground ball picked up there by the Wildcats, John Isler. Isler down the right alley, and we'll slow things up. This Walton defense without one of their starters today, Drew Michalek, out. He's not only a great lacrosse player, but an all-region football player for Walton's team this fall. Westminster in an open set to get things started here. Westminster under head coach Tony Souza going to be deliberate, make sure they run their sets, execute everything that they want. Down on the attack, it looks like it's David Vron, Luke Jones, and they're joined by number 8, Tristan Ferrarier. So pass and cut right now out of the Westminster offense, and it looks like they're going to get Jones up top for a wing dodge, coming off a pick, getting top side, looking back. He's got the short stick matchup now. Jones rolls back to his right hand, middle of the field. Nice defense there by the short stick of the Raiders. That's number 12, James Gurr. And now they switch another short stick. It's Varghese this time. Jones underneath, goes to his left hand, shot, save. Nick Flood in the cage, and ground ball picked up by Varghese. So an early save there by the sophomore goalie for Walton. That's a nice confidence boost. Walton looking to clear the ball, middle of the field on the turf.
Great ground ball.
Nice ground ball through traffic. So, Paul, what would you think of that first offensive set there for Westminster? Got a good shot, but it seemed like they only got one shot.
Yeah, I think the key is they set it up where they wanted. So Luke Jones is a former midi. In fact, he was their Fogo last year. So having the freshman Farley in as the Fogo put Jones at a scoring threat at attack, and he really is comfortable attacking. They had the mismatch. They had him on a shorty. So I think it's exactly what Tony wanted to see, just probably a little better shot, left-handed shot.
Nice save out of the first-year starter, Nick Flood in the cage, only a sophomore. Now Walton, patient on offense. Looks like the attack is Colton Neal, Harrison Mills, and on the far side, the left-hander, Philip Colt going down the alley. It's Tate Huron. Jump shot fake, split to the middle. Nice move there by the sophomore. He's a player who's got plenty of time on the field as a freshman last year.
Yeah, a lot of experience from this midfield team, although they're young. A lot of them played last year. Tate Heron was a nice player, so that was.
Harrison Mills
nice
attacks
save
from behind on the backhand. Nice save in front. That's Warren Seeds. He comes into today's game saving at 57%.
He's a big goalie. He covers a lot of the net.
So one shot each, one save each for, I guess 2 shots for Walton on that possession. Only one on cage, though. Here goes Vron trying to get underneath. Nice defense there on the wing by Miles Besson. Isler down the alley, right hand bouncer, saved again by Flood. Nice job dropping to get that one. Tough ground ball by the Walton defense, and out on the break, getting it to the offense. Great play there by Luke Bechera. Just over 3 minutes gone here in our opening quarter. Here at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia. Thanks for tuning in to Lacrosse Fire TV alongside Paul Devereaux. I'm Ned Case. Looks like Walton's going to get their second midfield unit on.
Yeah, they are very deep in the midfield. So this, I think, is their success will be in the midfield today. Obviously, for Westminster, it's solid close D and winning the ball at the X.
So it looks like this second group is Rex Hellman dodging down the alley with the ball. Now is Snyder. He's going to roll back, and they'll move it over to Davis Neal, the last member of that second line. Neal down the left alley, and well defended there. Pushing him down the side was Wethington. So both teams being patient here. Had 3 shots for the first 4 minutes here. Walton attacking one side, rolling back, attacking the other down the right alley. Shot wide. That was off the right hand of Davis Neal. Looks like Walton's trying to draw the Westminster defense in reverse field, but they're not drawing that slide right now. So Mills handles now, moves it along to Colton Neal, twin brother of Davis Neal, number 14 and number 4. This is Davis now, down the right alley. Same shot he had last time, save inside. Ground ball is going to be picked up and dunked in. It looks like that may have been number 8, Philip Colt, on a junk goal. Just Walton scrapping inside. Looked like the Westminster goalie couldn't quite get a clamp on it.
Yeah, D needs to clear those guys out. Great first save, but that's a shame. Well, way to stay on the ball. That was a nice goal for Walton.
So Walton takes a 1-0 lead here, 7:22 to go. And it'll be Brennan and Farley again at the X. On the wing right in front of us is the pole Collier Ballard for Westminster, and the short stick, number 19, Maxon Santi Venez. My bad. It's 10 a.m. for all of us. So ground ball by Westminster.
I think he goes by Santi.
Santi, there we go. That makes it a lot easier on me up here. 1-0 Walton, 7:05 and counting to go here in our opening quarter. You know, Paul, something we always talk about, and especially in this 10 a.m. game, is a lot of these guys aren't used to playing, a high school game at 10 a.m. Maybe a summer game or a fall game, but the full kind of production at 10 a.m. is kind of weird for some of these guys. That's
a great point. They seem to be pretty awake here, but it's a great point. Most games in varsity are 7:30 start, so that's a big difference. Great point.
So a lot of times, whichever team gets off the bus here early can take advantage in this first game. But like you said, both teams seem well prepared, playing nice defense, being patient on offense, not forcing anything that's not there. Vron driving down the alley. Again, nice short stick defense. Rollback save by Flood, going down low again. Nick Flood, impressive here in the early going.
Really nice goalie play.
And there we go. We're going to get a flag. I think it may be a cross check.
Yeah, from Brune. Yeah, high hit.
So just riding a little bit too hard out of the attackman there. And the officials will converse and report this to the table. So we'll have our first chance to see a man-up opportunity here for the Raiders.
So probably deciding if it's a high hit or if it's just a push. It'll be interesting to see what they call here.
Yeah, it looked like they initially indicated push, but now they'll discuss. And looks like they got him for an illegal body check. So
for a minute.
Minute here for the Raiders. It's going to be Pritz, Davis Neal, and Colton Neal up at the midfield here on the man up, or at least up top. And then we got Colt, Huron, and Mills. So Walton, 6-on-5 here, 4 minutes, starting in the open set. We'll see if they rotate. Westminster in a box and 1, 4 poles on the outside, short stick in the middle. Now they shape into a 3-3. Spinning the ball fast. Someone see if they rotate again or just try to get something out of this 3-3 look. Here comes a little bit of a wheel. Huron steps in, skips it backside. Neal can't find anybody. Now finds Colt. Good pressure there by the Westminster man down unit. Pritz wants to step in. One more. Huron from the wing. Him and Pritz play catch. Pritz steps in low, wide, and it's going to stay with the Raiders.
Yeah, not enough movement on the offense there to get that defense moving. So They wheeled a little bit, but it's still the defense really hasn't moved their feet.
Pritz up to Neal, now to
Now
Haran.
they're
Nice rotation. Shot was wide. Good poke there by the defender for Westminster, Jack Gregg. And we'll be even 6-on-6 here. Walton will get Varghese on. 1-0 Raiders lead here. 5 minutes to go. Haran on the wing. They're going to get it behind to Mills. We saw Mills attack from behind the goal, get a good look earlier, but a nice save in front from Seeds. Ron carries a low wing. He's got the short stick matchup of Bennett Speed. Haran shakes, sweeps to the top side. Right hand skips across to Pritz. Nice look inside to Neal, but couldn't quite be handled. Ground ball opportunity. Walton picked up a junk one of these, but this one is cleared by 24, Truman Jones. Jones, nice job rolling away from pressure and finding his short stick. Clearing up the box side with speed is Wethington. So nice kill there by the Westminster man down. So Westminster back into their 6-on-6 set here. We'll see what they set up in. Looks like a 1-4 to start this set. Ball's up top with Graves. Graves goes down the right alley, draws a slide by Haran. Graves steps in, shot, goal. Looked like Flood dropped on that one, and Graves kept it high.
Nice pick plays, I think they're doing in on the crease and causing a little defensive sort of uncertainty there. So that was a nice play.
Yeah, you know, Paul, when you're in that 14, defenses tend to slide from that crease, and a lot of times when you got two in there, one of those guys is popping open a lot. Yeah,
they didn't use it that time, but I think it could be there for. That'll be interesting to watch for the rest of the game. I think there was some good activity there for them.
So tying this one up at 1 is Will Graves from the midfield. So back at the X. It is Farley for Westminster, Varghese for Walton. Looked like Farley moved early, so Walton will get a possession here.
Something he's been working on, not trying to jump early, because he's actually, for a freshman, quite good. He doesn't need to jump and try to go for the 50-50 play, so that's just handing Walton the ball.
Yeah, coming in 76% on the year. Westminster 8-3, 5-0 in Area 2. Haven't played the other big dog in Area 2, which is Lovett. We'll see them later today. But Westminster certainly has challenged themselves. Went up and played the Christ School out of North Carolina. Got a 12-9 win. Played Memphis University School out of Tennessee. That was a 6-5 loss. But this is a Westminster team that's challenged themselves as best they can, along with working their region schedule early season. Pass and cut here for Walton. Driving down the right out to the right hand. Nothing there. Roll back. That was Snyder attacking. And ball's rolling to the midfield. It's going to be over backwards to play on because Vaughn picks it up smooth. We got a 3-on-3 opportunity here. Vaughn, nice look to the backside and couldn't put it on cage.
Great look by Vroon, but just couldn't finish it. That was great to play. The refs let that play on. That was the right call.
So Vroon restarts with it again. Well defended there by Miles Besson, number 2 in blue. Walton rocking the cut-off sleeve jerseys that you see a lot of times out of the Syracuse orange at the college level.
You liking that look?
It's different for high school. Rolling back top side is Jones. Working to 5-5. No slide coming. Doesn't look like a little bit of a rocker step. Can't get free. Now goes inside. Flood, another nice save. Nick Flood is seeing the ball well. And I think he just got a 4 seconds for being in the crease. So a nice save, but they're going to turn it right back over to Westminster.
With the delay, ball goes back to the Wildcats.
2 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Jones again trying to test his matchup. Looks like he's got 28 Grant Jensen on him. Ryan Chambliss moves it along. And they're going to dodge from top middle down the left alley, looking to roll back. And tons of room down this right alley for Isler, but nice job by Neal driving him down on his back. Nothing called, though. Rolling back topside. Great defense there by the short stick. Jones shot, save. Again, that was an easy save there. That was a tough angle for Jones on that shot. And across the timeline is James Gurr. We're playing the gray lines here today. We got lines all over the field. Girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, soccer, football. But gray lines. So now under a minute to go here. We'll see if Walton plays for the last shot. Drew Pritz with the ball now. He's got the pole of number 21, Collier Ballard. Jones, Gutzmer, and Jack Gregg down to close defense for Westminster. Here's Varghese, 30 seconds on the clock. Pritz slips the pick, top side, patient with it. Now drives to the middle, left hand. Bouncer is wide, but good look there from Pritz, got to about 8 yards. Now Mills attacks from behind, 20 seconds on the clock. Inside roll, nice stick protection.
Oh, what a
big save inside. Walton will back it up again. Goalie's playing well here in the early going. Mills again, he wants to go. 12 on the clock. He skips it up top to Pritz, couldn't be handled. It's going to be an over and back, and with 6 seconds left, Westminster's going to have a chance. They want the quick restart, but not getting that call in high school. So Jones will reset. 5.5 on the clock. Remember, ball just has to be out of the stick. If it's on goal, the clock can expire and they can go in, but it's going to be turned over there. And that will close out our first quarter. The score, Walton 1, Westminster 1. 12 minutes in the books here on Lacrosse Fire TV. Game 1 of 5 today at the AJO4. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this. Nice find inside behind the back. That was pretty. Nicky Solomon was his third of the day.
Out of the timeout and the eyeball here. They're working on the attack. Here he comes. Gilliam comes in. Fires that goal! Back-to-back goal! First Gilliam.
Rogie wants to go early. He's got his left hand. Look inside. Mills shot goal. And the Raiders win in the third overtime.
And the Titans was cleared. Pull it up and put it into the box. Makes his people gonna go all the way. Attack right in front. Save their goal. You talked him up.
There it is. I was going to say he's going to get another one before this is over.
And we're back here for second quarter action at the AJO4LAX Fest here at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia. And in that break, we had a 3-minute non-releasable stick penalty. Looks like they got the sophomore Tate Heron. So 3 minutes, Westminster man up here.
So that's a structural penalty. You typically get it 1 minute if it's just something to do with the pocket or the string. But when it's a 3 minute, it's a structural. So that sticks out of the game. And that is a big, big penalty. So obviously it was pinched too tight with the plastic. So that's it'll be interesting to see if Westminster can capitalize here.
And of course, with the non-releasable, it's 3 minutes, man up. Not even no release. Nice play there. A little pick and slip there out of Westminster. Goal by Vroon. Looked like the assist went to number 9, Jameson.
That was great. Not your typical sort of wheel offense. So I don't think Walton had seen that before. And then the big key here, right, is that typically the penalty is released, and now it's not. So a lot of time. They scored quick off that.
So it's a 3-on-2 face-off, and a lot of times the bigger problem is finding what guy's going to take the face-off, because you want one of your 5 guys on man down taking it, but they may not be one of your normal draw guys.
Yeah, so going with the long pole. So I think more of a defensive play for sure.
So 3-on-2 here on this face-off. Isler standing alone to Farley's draw side. So if Farley can win it clean, should be an easy opportunity here for Westminster to go on the man up again. Taking the 2-1 lead just 23 seconds into this second quarter on a nice man up play. Goal from Vroon. And there's Farley with his ground ball, finds the help, and well executed there by Westminster. They'll get their man up unit back on the field. See Isler there kind of telling everyone, hey, let's calm down, get in our set. Working out of the 3-3 here. Nothing there. Nice defense out of Walton. Still in this 3-3, looking to step in some gaps. Here comes a little bit of a 3-man wheel. Isler to Vroon. Vroon inside, right-handed bouncer is good. Tristan Ferrari with the goal, and that's 2 man-up goals here in 1 minute and 2 seconds.
You can see how the offense is really active, and I think that's causing some issues for the defense. They're not doing your typical wheel rotation. Kind of in an earlier view when looking at Walton, they were sort of passing the ball around the periphery and not making the defense move. So that's interesting. So how much time left in the penalty?
So I believe there's still 2 minutes left. So
Wow.
it comes out at 9 minutes. And 2 big goals here for for Westminster. And again, a 3-on-2 face-off here.
I guarantee every game going forward, Coach Spot's going to have someone check the sticks.
No doubt. No doubt. And Coach Souza may have a chance to run through all his man upsets here the way they're executing. Face-off, not as clean. Loose ball. Isler, one hand, can't pick it up now. Grabs it with 2. Walton attack is there to ride. This would be a big ground ball if Walton can come up with it. Varghese gets low, has it momentarily. Ball still on the turf, goosed out by Westminster. And this is some of that 10 a.m. ground ball play I think we can credit this to.
Yeah, by working on their ground ball stats.
Isler with the tough ground ball, eats a couple checks. Now he wants to push, looks inside, goal! Once again, that's another one here on the man up for Ferrari. Tristan Ferrari, give him 2 goals and give that assist to Isler. He earned it with that tough ground ball. So that time it was the unsettled, still man up situation that Westminster took advantage of. It looks like Walton's going to use a timeout with 10:27 to go here in our opening half.
It's a good timeout.
Ned Case alongside Paul Devereaux. Paul, we were talking at the break, and you said, the story of that first half was the goalie play.
Yeah, first quarter for sure. I think just outstanding on both ends. We're in a good game, and this is interesting. This penalty is. We'll see if Walton can come back from this. I'm sure they can.
Warren Seeds in the net for Westminster. I've got him for 3 saves. And for Walton, the sophomore Nick Floyd, and I've got him down for 5 saves. So that's a lot of saves early, especially when we mentioned this 10 a.m. game. Just a little bit different for these teams. Even the noon game seems to be a little funky, but I guess some of these teams are used to playing at that noon or 2 o'clock Saturday games.
No, it's a beautiful day. It's not too hot. But back to the goalie play, I think what's also the shot. People have been mixing up their shots, so we've seen saves high, low. Really, really outstanding goalie play. And that's what's so nice, I think, seeing the sport in the South is, you're going to have good athletes that can be fast and sort of play the game. But at the specialty positions, It's really great seeing these players compared to sort of anyone in the nation. So it's fun to see the sport grow here in Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned in the cage for Westminster Seeds, he's replacing Tyler Bass, who was an all-state goalie, now playing at Middlebury, a big-time Division III school. So just another example, one of those specialty guys going to play at the next level.
Yeah, and the goalie before that playing he's on the Virginia team. So pretty exciting.
So still a man-down face-off, but Varghese with a big win here for Walton. They've got about 80 seconds to kill on this man up. Varghese gets his touch and now finds some help, high pass, but Pritz handles.
So now it'll be interesting to see if Westminster doubles the ball or just lets them kill the penalty.
As a coach, Paul, which one of those methods do you kind of like? Do you like to go try to double it or just have that free slide kind of ready to go?
Ah, it's such a great question. That I think this one they Westminster got all they could ask for out of that penalty, right? So you kind of sometimes when you double, you get a little crazy, and you don't want to cause yourself a penalty. This way, you kind of let your guys rest.
So 3 goals on that man up for Walton. Still about 30 seconds remaining on the penalty. Everyone just kind of hanging out on the field right now. Again, first game here at Pope High School, 1 of 5 on the day. Drew Pritz making sure everybody's still awake, testing the defense.
Well, ironically, you can almost get a clock on because you're not attacking the goal, but it doesn't work, I think, when you're on a penalty.
And Westminster seem content to just fall back in. They do. 10 seconds on this penalty will expire, and we'll get back to some action instead of all the standing around we just had there for about a minute. So releasing is number 12, James Gurr. Now Colt handles back up top to Pritz. Pritz has the long pole. Here is Gurr. Looks like he's going to attack from the right wing. Nice sweep with a shallow underneath. Good short stick defense by Westminster. Feed to the crease. Oh, nice job moving upfield, but Neal dropped the ball before he get the shot off. Tough ground ball there by Wethington. He's got to beat Pritz down the sideline. He does. Push in the middle of the field, and now slows things up a bit.
Good look by Gurr, just couldn't finish the shot.
And driving down, Vroon rolls back to his left hand now. Nothing there. Westminster will get their midfield group on. Isler, Chambliss, and here on the near side, number 14, Will Graves. Graves already has 1 goal today. He looks like he wants to attack and see if he can't create a second. Driving to his left hand, gets underneath, back to the right hand. Shot high, goal! Great take there by Graves, working to get to the inside.
That's great. That's great production, getting some goals out of him for Westminster. That is a positive for them for sure.
Yeah, coming into today's game for Westminster, Luke Jones, David Vroon, John Isler, some of their leading goal scorers, point scorers, but you got 2 goals from Will Graves, 2 goals from Ferrari. Those are nice bonuses to get as an offense.
Yeah, they're people are looking at the scattering report on the sidelines, going, where are they?
So back to the X, 5-1. This second quarter's been all Westminster on a 4-0 scoring run. Face off, still scrapping as Varghese and Farley. Ball pops out right to Isler. Isler running down the back of a short stick for Walton. Isler downhill, bouncer Flood with a big-time save. Needed that to stop some of the bleeding.
That was a great save and nice outlet. There we go.
Headed the other way. It's Maxon Santee as we're going with up here in the booth, so I don't butcher that all day, but another one of those sophomore midfielders that we talked about. Got some time on the field last year, and although young, experienced. Now Drew Pritz out there. He's going to be joined by Davis Neal. Brother Colton's been playing down on the attack, not on the field right now. It's number 18, Tyler Aston, as the third attackman for the Raiders. He handles now. He's matched up there by 24, Truman Jones. Jones headed to Harvard to play football next fall.
Yeah, he's a really nice athlete. Probably could play lacrosse there as well.
Down the alley, shot wide, and there is the aforementioned Jones on the backup. Nice play there to get Westminster the possession. Walton drops back in their ride, trying to take away the short sticks for Westminster. Here comes Jones coming over from his attack spot and clears it. Flag is down. Looks like we may have a slash coming up on Walton. Jones trying to get underneath. Nothing there. Nice D from Grant Jensen driving him out. Now it's a little bit of a battle, and that shot is going to be wide. May have been deflected off the stick of number 10.
Probably rushed that a little bit. I wish he probably wishes he had that back. So there's certainly wasn't. Once the flag's down, there's not any time that you have to use it up. Just stay in the box. So he probably should have come back to his right, set that up.
And actually this year they changed it where you can move outside the box to play now,
okay.
but if the ball hits the ground, it's dead. So it's a little bit of the college rule, but not quite all the way there.
Closer to the college rule.
Yes. Which I think is a good improvement for this.
Without a doubt, it'd be nice to see them get closer to that for sure.
Nice eat off the legs. Jones dropped his stick and it didn't get through. Looked like number 17, Dylan Logg, ate that shot. Look inside again. Another goal for number 8, Tristan Ferrari.
Yeah, Walton needs to sort of adjust on the crease there. Westminster's found a soft spot for sure.
And you talked about it earlier in that 14, the way Westminster was moving on the inside. And even there, just with one guy on the inside, continuously moving and getting a nice spot feed from X.
Yeah, just thinking sort of the offensive movement from Westminster is causing more turbulence on the D than versus the Walton offense seems to be more stagnant. Now they haven't had the ball that much this quarter either, but hopefully they can make some changes here.
Halfway through our second quarter, it's been all Westminster in this second quarter. 1-1 after first 12 minutes, now 6-1, the Wildcats lead. Farley and Varghese back at the X. Varghese having a little bit of success here and had the ground ball momentarily. Nice takeaway check there by Ballard. And Ballard turns it right back over to Varghese.
Farley was trying to sell the push there, didn't get it.
And good decision there by the Walton attack to pull things out without clean numbers there. Here comes Pritz again, drawing the long pole matchup of Ballard. Varghese on with, it looks like 3 Rex Hellman. Pritz at 10 yards, rolls to his left. Steps in, shot high. And Pritz was kind of dancing around 12 yards. That's a good shooting spot.
Not bad, especially with the long pole, but he wasn't really out on his hand, so might as well try it. Shot wide, so you didn't lose the ball, and now you come out and attack. So at least you're getting the defense thinking a little bit more than you want. Wow, this is going to be the third over and back. Wow.
So third time Walton's turned it over by missing a pass, and chance here for Westminster if they want, but Walton does a nice job of getting in and not allowing any cheap transition. So here's Jensen and Jones. This has been a physical matchup all day. Two big, strong athletes trying to push each other around a little bit. Jones plays catch with Graves. Will Graves, 2 goals out of the midfield. Him, Isler, and Chambliss have been the go-to group. Sweep here for Graves. Nice look back. Nothing there for Ferrari. Graves handles again. He's got the long pole now. They get it behind to Vroon. Vroon splits to his left. Roll back to his right. Question mark save. Again, there for the save is Nick Floyd. And here goes Pritz. Good stick protection there.
Nice clear for Walton.
So Walton in need of a goal here. Got a little bit of a junk goal earlier off a save. Picked up a ground ball and put it in. But they need a good offensive goal here, I think, just to settle them all down a little bit. Giving Pritz his left. He goes down the left alley. Shot. Looked like that was a nice save there, maybe off the foot of Seed.
They're quick to put the long pole on Pritz, but the long pole's got his stick back, so he's not really using it to his advantage. So he really needs to get his stick out on Pritz. That's, I think, what's freeing up his hands, both that left and right shot.
So now a different midfield group here for Walton. They got Neal out there with Landon Snyder. And Rex Hellman stays on the field. Philip Colt handles now. Here goes Snyder against the short stick matchup. Snyder down the right alley. Look inside. Good look to Colt. Colt falling away. Shoots. And backed up by Walton. Nice look there. Colt switched it to his left hand, just couldn't put it on frame. Just over 3 minutes to go here before the half. Cross crease feed is going to be momentarily kept in. It looked like Walton a little bit confused there on which lines they were playing.
Yeah, it's tough luck there. That was too bad.
So Walton with a better possession and a couple good looks, just couldn't find the back of the net there.
I thought much better. So, that, I think earlier the guy starting the possession was the one looking for the shot. I think here they were not having that be the case, and really a great look into Colt, and then try to come, I think, to his left to shoot. But that was a much better series for them.
Looks like Coach Souza will use a timeout here with 3:05 to go before the half. Just a little rundown here of Westminster. Last year's state championship win 10-9 over Lovett in overtime. Graduated a handful of players. We mentioned Bass, Jack Patton, but like we said, good wins over Christ School. Tough loss to Memphis University School, but beat Macaulay, beat the host school Pope back in February. So Westminster, doing their thing, getting right. They're always going to be there at the end of the year. We look at Walton. They come in 10-1 on the year. A couple big wins against some Florida teams, 10-4 over Haggerty and 6-2 over Battram Trail. That was back in late February. Most recently coming in with a 17-6 win over Pope, but a tough loss for the Raiders in region, double overtime, 8-7 to Lassiter at home just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I sort of said it in the opening. I think that's the toughest region from 6A, 7A. So and these guys are playing a really nice out of region schedule, which on both teams, which I think that helps you get better.
Yeah, and when we look at that area 4, Walton, Lassiter, Pope, we'll see all of them today. Teams that have either won or played for state championships. And you got Roswell, who's won state championships. You got Etowah, who's been to Final Fours. And then even a program like Woodstock coming along. So, there's 5, 6, 7 teams in that region vying for 4 playoff spots.
Yeah, that's a tough region.
So here we come out of the timeout. 3:05, 6-1 lead for Westminster. We'll see what Coach Souza's drawn up. I'm sure he'd love to tack on another 2 goals here and try to put this one out of reach before the half.
Great timeout on his part, sort of a long pass to a deep hole down there. So he's probably one of the best at calling timeouts. So let's see what they come out with here.
So Walton putting a lot of pressure on the ball. And it's going to force a turnover there.
And it worked.
So nice defensive adjustment there by Walton, not sitting back, but getting a little more aggressive. And down 5 goals early here, any kind of energy you can get is going to spark your team.
Fans wanting a quick whistle there.
So now on the clear, Flood looking for a short stick, finds Hellman. He's got a sea of white jerseys to get through. Vroon with a nice ride there and forces him out of bounds. Great ride there by David Vroon.
He has really nice speed and just kept on his hip. That was a great play.
Vroon 1 goal, 2 assists today, and you see it just riding as hard as he can. That's what the coaches love to see. It doesn't take anything but effort to ride. And Westminster with a near turnover, still on the ground. Picked up by, it's going to be an over and back, I believe, and a late flag comes out.
Oh, wow.
A Walton player hit the ground, so we'll see if that's going to go against White.
Should be a Walton man up. That was a silly play.
Yep, looks like a little bit after the whistle on that one. So man up here for Walton. This is just what the doctor ordered for the Raiders. Chance for them to stick one here in a 6-on-5 situation. It looks like they got Isler for that one.
Raiders playing man up for 1 minute.
It'll be nice to see what Walton does here. This is a great opportunity for them right before the end of the quarter to get some momentum going.
Yeah, we saw them play out of this 3-3, move into a little bit of a wheel earlier. We'll see if they do so again. Didn't get a great look last time in the man up. And here's the movement. Here comes the first carry. Haran steps in, and Neal not paying attention. They're going to turn it over. So Walton finally gets a break and just a little bit of a mental lapse there. And trying to get the running start there was Bennett's speed, trying to use that speed, but the officials won't allow him. Again, in high school, it's a little different rules. You got to have those feet set before you get that quick whistle. Can't get that little bit of a run and start like you see a lot of the college guys do. And nice speed there out of Wethington. He's been impressive playing
Yeah, he's
a lot
cleared
of
the
that
ball well.
defensive midfield. It seems to be a very right-handed dominant player there.
Well,
So minute 20 to go here. Jones handles. He's got Jensen on his hands.
yeah, to your point earlier, that's a good matchup there. That's a very physical matchup. Be nice to see them go back at each other here.
Vroon trying to get underneath, get a second goal, goes to the left hand and gets it. David Vroon, 2 goals, 2 assists here in this opening half in our first game at the AJO4 Lacrosse Classic.
Just really nice speed, and Walton not respecting that, coming with a slide.
It seemed like he almost lulled his defender to sleep, acting like he was just going to keep moving the ball, and then a quick move underneath.
Yeah, he's got a nice first step.
For the Raiders, number 7, Nicholas Varghese.
So we're seeing some of these teams show up for our next game. Looks like the Centennial Knights just got here. They'll face off against the Panthers from Stars Mill, making their AJO4 debut here at noon.
Yeah, it's nice to see new teams into the mix. The south side of Atlanta, really, lacrosse is just growing down there, and it's really nice to see new names here on this AJO Saturday.
Absolutely. Back to the X. Minute 7 to go here. Westminster extending their lead out to 6, up 7-1. Farley and Varghese. And big collision there, and I think
Loose ball hold.
Farley got pushed. Hold, they call.
Yeah, I think the loose ball.
So a chance here for Westminster to get the last shot of the half if they so choose. 60 seconds to go here. Isler carries in and gets his touch. Vroon over to Jones. Now to Tristan Ferrari, who's got 3 goals on the afternoon. Three different goal scorers for Westminster, all of them with multiple goals. Vroon with 2, 2 for Graves, and 3 for Ferrari. Under 30 to go here. We'll see when Westminster decides to get in their set. See Coach Souza down there around the 25-yard line, making sure everybody's on the same page, and he's going to use his final timeout with 18 seconds to go here. So nice clock management there by the Wildcats. Ned Case alongside Paul Devereaux. Thanks for tuning in here to Lacrosse Fires TV's coverage of the AJO4LAX Fest. AJO4LAX is a memorial to honor former Pope Lacrosse standout Andrew Oswald, who passed away in a single car accident in July of 2005. Like we said, this is the 12th year of it. It's a great day for lacrosse here in Georgia to not only get fans out, get great games, but to raise awareness about driving safe, especially for a lot of these young teens. So just a great day. Hopefully we'll have Bruce Oswald on the broadcast with us, who has put this great event together for 12 years now. So, Paul, 18 seconds left. Timeout for Westminster. They're obviously going to come out and something here. Have you seen something in this first half that seems to kind of be the best way for them to generate shots as far as offensive sets or maybe plays or picks or whatever it may be?
Yeah, I think sort of the picks on the crease for Westminster and then looking to feed inside. So I would think to see Vroon with the ball, looks like that he has that, and then I think he's just going to take a quick dodge into the crease and do a backside pick off the crease. I bet is what we'll see. Not a lot of time.
Yep.
But if I had to guess, try to see if he can get the same play he had just with a mismatch. If they don't slide, if they slide, look to come off that pick on the crease.
So it's the same 6 we've seen for Westminster much of the afternoon, with Vroon at the attack with Jones and Ferrari and Chambliss, Isler, and Graves out of the midfield.
Yes, I don't know. They're a little more widespread, so we'll see.
And it looks like Walton may be in a 3-3 zone here, so trying to change things up a little bit. Vroon driving, finds Jones. Jones steps in low to high. Just missed, and they're going to give that ball to Walton.
Wow. Threw him off with the zone.
So a nice switch up there by Coach Spots and the Walton defense, flipping things up. Pritt's going to throw it on Cage 4-3. If they can throw it on goal, they'll have a chance. They throw it on, but wide, and that will end the quarter. But a flag comes out here. So we'll see if they may have gotten Jones.
I think they may have got him in the head as he came across. So let's see what they call.
So we'll see what this flag is. And possibly chance for Walton to start man up here in the second half.
Yep, and no face-off, so that'll be nice for them.
Absolutely. So again, the score at the half, 7-1 Westminster. It was 1-1 after the first quarter. Then a 3-minute stick penalty led to 3 goals in about 2 minutes for Westminster, and really they just got rolling from there.
That was I think the 2 keys in that quarter were exactly that 3-minute penalty, and then I think just better offensive movement. No one seems to want to initiate. Pritz did a little bit, which is great, but as a sophomore, but no one's really initiating the offense to go, not necessarily to make the shot, but to make the play to move the ball. They just seem to be throwing the ball around the periphery. So I think that's the difference, the two there. Certainly that penalty was huge.
So at half, the score here at Pope High School, Westminster 7, Walton 1. We'll figure out what that flag was and let you know when we get back for second half action in just about 8 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what he called. Let's see what he's calling. Yeah, Westminster.
And we're back here for second half action at the AJO4LAX Fest here at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia, alongside Paul Devereaux. I'm Ned Cation. Paul, we mentioned a flag there at the end of the half. Walton's going to start man up. Looked like it may have been a slash.
Yeah, it looked like a slash call, so this is a great way for Walton to start a new half here.
Absolutely down 7-1 here. It was a 6-0 second quarter run for Westminster that broke this game open, but now Walton on the man up is going to have a chance if they can find the open look here. Colt back to Pritz. Pritz carrying across the top, finds Colt. Colt looking for the sneaker. Mills, nice finish inside, and that's how Walton needed to start the second half.
Much better offensive movement on that. That was great, and a new play. So that was. It looks like they had a good halftime talk.
So well executed there. They get that wheel out of the left side, which you don't see as much. Most teams are going to wheel to their rights where they got all their righties.
That's a great observation there. That's exactly right. Not a normal way you see come back that way.
So 7-2, just 30 seconds into this third quarter, second half. Varghese and Farley back at the X. It was a good battle in the first half. Farley may have had the edge by a little bit. We saw both Varghese and number 6, Ben Brennan, for Walton at the X. Varghese has a chance to pick up the ground ball. Varghese does a nice job picking up tough ground balls.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. I think that's the difference between a freshman and a senior there, I think.
So Walton again on the attack. We'll see what they can create here with the 6-on-6 offense. A little stagnant in that first half. A lot of guys watching the Dodger and not creating a ton of space for each other. So it looks like a little shut off there from Westminster.
Yeah, interesting kind of wing shut off. So not sure they need that, but that's interesting. They're kind of mixing it up as well.
Pritz top side. Draws the slide, but nothing doing. So here goes Pritz. He's got the pole. Driving down the left side, rolls back to his right, gets to the middle of the field. Shot, goal! Great individual effort there by Drew Pritz, and back-to-back goals for the Raiders.
Came back to a strong hand. Nice play there.
See on the replay, just a nice hard drive down the right side, roll back to the left. And if you drive hard enough down that alley, you're going to give yourself room on that rollback.
Much better offensive movement. It looks like the attack's moving better, kind of just causing enough of a disturbance for the defense that some opportunities. So 2 nice goals.
Back at the X, Varghese won the last one. See if he can come up with another one. Ground ball opportunity, and Westminster's going to come up with it. Isler is a nice check there by the long pole, Charlie Edmiston. Here goes Isler. He's got the pole of Michael Cabral on him. So here's this matchup of Grant Jensen and Luke Jones. Jones got the switch.
Yeah,
now they go behind.
Should come back and take advantage of it. There it is. There we go. We'll see if he comes at it.
Short stick here for Jones. He's going to try to use his size. 5-5 inside roll finish. Great play there by Jones, recognizing he had the advantage in his matchup.
Yep, that's his. I think he's comfortable there as a former midi, and really nice roll there.
And a nice, kind of subtle skip pass there by Vroon to get it across, seeing Jones had the short stick and not Walton to get that switch.
We're starting off with a great third quarter here.
Yep, 3 goals in just over 2 minutes to start things here in Game 1 of the AJO4 Lacrosse Classic. And ball's at the X. Nice brief ground ball there by Westminster. Now it's a 50-50.
Released early.
And it will go to Walton, so a nice way for them to gain.
Actually, that should have been should be Walton's ball, I think. Westminster released early. Oh wow, it should be Should be blue ball. I'm not sure what they're doing here.
So I think what may have happened is I think maybe both sides released, both attack and defenses. So it looked like the officials were asking who had AP, just alternating possession, and that's who will get the ball.
That's exactly right. Saw the ref look at his card. That's exactly right.
So Walton will have the ball, but they'll have to clear it. Trying to split the double team on the far side is James Gurr. Now he cycles back to his goalie. And the clock starts to run. Intercepted by Vroon. He's been all over the field today for Westminster. Ball pops out. And Gurr is going to pick it up for Walton, but back on the turf. Nice ground ball play there by Luke Bechera. Bechera carries over, trying to find an attackman, and finds Colt. So Walton turns it over, clearing, fights to get it back, and clears successfully as Varghese and Pritz will be at the midfield, and they'll be joined by Tate Herron. Varghese draws a slide to Pritz. Nice pick there by Haran. And Pritz moves along to Neal. That's Colton Neal at the attack in fours. Brother Davis, number 14, we'll see him out of the midfield. Down the alley, Haran, nothing there. So here's Pritz on that right wing, trying to get another goal in this half. Gets top side, looks across to Colt. Colt can't handle, ball on the turf. And taken there by Jack Gregg, turned over. Mills couldn't handle, now handles.
Beautiful.
Looked like he picked that up with his right hand and cross-faced, backhanded it in.
Yeah, it's just a sloppy clearing.
Yep, failed clear, comes back to haunt Westminster. But a nice ride, a nice effort there by Walton to not give up when that ball hit the turf. So it looks like Walton's, kind of running the offense through Drew Pritz, even with that long pull on him as a midfielder. He seems to be initiating just about every possession.
No, it's impressive as a sophomore. I think, a lot of a good experience last year. Played a little bit of attack, too, as a freshman, and had, I think, 39 points last year. So really impressive. I think what's also good is he doesn't have to be the guy that's scoring. He just has to initiate the offense.
So Varghese with another win. And Walton's got this down to 8-4.
Yeah, some key face-offs here. I think you're seeing the strength of the senior a little bit versus the freshman. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half plays here on the X.
Here's the other Neal, Davis Neal. Moves it on to Pritz, and Herron will come in. Here goes Tate Herron, splitting to his left, rolls back to his right. Jump shot, nice defense there, didn't get a lot on it. And an easy save there. Good defense by Bennett Speed.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of frustration, wanting to try to be the main guy there. That wasn't the best.
And pass couldn't be handled, but Luke Jones picks it up. And is he going to try to attack an early offense? Gets underneath. Now draws a double team, triple team. Ball's on the turf. And
that was doing a little too much.
Yep. Jones comes into today's game with 31 points on 21 goals and 10 assists. He's added 1 goal to that tally, so he's got 22 on the year. So Walton not only cutting this lead down to 4, but showing some life in their 6-on-6 offense. We didn't see a lot of that in the first half.
No, I think it's just the key is just they really had a good halftime talk. I think really worked on their movement. I think that's the key. You're seeing the attack move much more than they were. They were just sort of sitting out in their spaces. So I think that's the difference here.
Nice movement straight up the wing. Step in for Pritz.
Oh, I think he should have shot that.
Pitch, nice look back. And Walton had a couple looks like they were trying to get all the way on top of that crease.
Yeah, I think they.
And look at Pritz calling for the ball. He's got a short stick on him. He hasn't had one all game. He wants it. And they switch the pole onto him. Oh, nice look across to Colt. Colt, shot save.
That was a great
and ground ball.
Great look.
Here comes the speed of Wethington trying to get downhill.
Yeah, he's been a nice one-man clear for sure.
And now he's going to find Isler. So here goes Westminster getting their midfield on. Coming out of the box will be number 3, Ryan Chambliss. Haven't heard a lot from Chambliss today, but he's been on the field all game long. Doing some of the smaller things that may not get credit, although he doesn't handle a pass there.
Oh,
and a flag comes down, and that should be another flag, but they only throw one. There goes the second.
Yeah, just
so that'd be the announcer's curse on Chambliss. My bad.
He just, almost as bad as when you put the guy in the Wheaties box and something happens there in the head.
So another man up, though, for Walton, and this is big for them. They're getting some momentum. We saw their last man up play a nice wheel to the left side, and now the officials are discussing. I think they may be.
This should be 2 penalties, so it should be 2 men down.
Yeah, I think they may. Yeah, it is. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the same guy twice, but it was Chambliss and then Vroon. So 5:16 to go here in our third quarter. 8-4 game. It's been 3-1 Walton in this third quarter.
Sort of simple little things with the game with catching and throwing, but it's just you've got to throw the ball at the player's head, so he gets him up there. Just the ball was a little low, took the eye off it, pops out, and then a sort of silly play ensues. So you still got to make sure you're passing the ball crisply right at the patient, at the player's head.
So here's Walton in their 3-3 look. Neal is up top now to Pritz on the wing. A little bit of a shot fake. They rotate it behind. Pritz ball fakes back up to Neal. Neal's going to step in. Goal!
Wow.
From 15 yards. Just heat right there out of the senior Davis Neal.
Actually, nice rotation with the D, but for 2 men down. But that was a really nice shot. Stick side too.
Yep. It almost seemed like Westminster was daring Walton to take that shot, and Walton made him pay. A little bit of a zone buster, man up buster there with that 15-yard rip. And again, with the way the goalies have been playing today, I mean that's got to have some heat. He's not letting in.
No,
that was
one I think Seeds would like to have back for sure, a stick side, but that was a really nice hard shot.
So 8-5, under 5 to go here in our third quarter, game 1 of 4 here at the AJO4LAX Fest. And the Walton fans wanted to hold. They're not going to get it. Isler showing some nice strength and speed, getting over the midfield. Now he's going downhill, stick protection, but forced below the goal. Up top, Jones with the rip. That's just wide.
That was lucky. I think he could have almost given that to the goalie.
Nice hustle there by Floyd, but he had Jones and Vroon for the backup. So here comes Dylan Farley to play some midfield. Haven't seen him on offensive runs too much today.
Yeah, he's a versatile player besides just sort of your normal face-off kid. I'm actually surprised to see him out there because this third quarter's been a pretty even play at the X, and I would be resting him some. So interesting that he's out there.
Downhill is Isler. Nice slide there by the Walton defense, but Isler splits it. Couldn't split. Another slide. Ground ball inside. They're going to get a push call, as it looked like Isler got hit in the back there when the ball hit the turf. But nice physical defense there by Walton with that slide. Comes Vroon rolling back to his left hand, top side, but just missed near pipe.
Yeah, Walton not quite ready there. They were lucky on that one.
So Jones will reset it. Jones driving to his left, now rolls to his right, and finishes. Is he going to send the crease?
No.
He wasn't. Great finish there by Luke Jones. Nifty footwork and stick work around the crease.
I think they were convinced he was going to come back hard to his right, and that was a really nice play.
It was. I was ready for him to make that question mark move, but Jones has done a great job of using his size all day, and we see him, just standing next to the Walton defenders. I mean, he's the biggest guy down there.
Yeah. No, I think, and they're playing him physical too, so it's a nice matchup. But that was a nice goal. That was a big goal right there.
Yeah. Big one for Westminster. Gets the lead back out 2-4 at 9-5. We've got 3:31 to go here in our third quarter.
So this will be interesting. So Farley was just out there, and now he's on the X. So we'll see how.
Yep.
This is. I really like the senior from Walton. He's a nice, strong player.
Varghese again, doing a nice job using his body. Now he wants to go downhill, lowering that shoulder. No flag on the play as 2 guys go down, and now a flag.
Yeah, I think because he hit him when he was down, I think.
I believe that is what they will get Westminster for. We'll see what.
So I think Farley should try to be pulling the ball back more, using his speed, and then trying to look for the push or putting it off to the wing play. I think he's trying to strengthen against the senior, and I think it's been a little tough for him. That's been the difference right there, I think, a little bit in this third quarter. Yeah. And then really nice offensive move from Walton. I think they're moving much better off ball.
Absolutely. And with the off-ball movement, is just moving the ball a little bit more. It seemed like in that first half, every time Walton dodged, it was like, gotta get a goal. They're a little more patient now.
No, I think spot on. I think it was the Dodger thought he had to be the shooter, where he doesn't have to be. He just needs to initiate the offense.
So man up here, look like they got Westminster for an illegal body check. So chance to get this lead back down to 3-4 Walton.
Yeah, you're not allowed to hit the player when he's down.
So Pritz up top in the 3-3. Or excuse me, it's an open set right now. Behind the goal is Mills. He moves it on up the wing to Heron. Now a little bit of a wheel here. Colt steps in. Now backside with Pritz. Carries across the top. Nothing doing. Heron behind the goal, up the wing to Colt. Nice look inside, but great defensive rotation there by Truman Jones to meet Neal when he caught the ball. And there goes the speed of Wethington down the sideline. Showing off his stick protection with that right hand.
Hey, it works.
Absolutely. When you got speed, why change anything up?
That was a nice man-down penalty by Westminster.
So we're back to 6-on-6 here, and Farley again comes out at the midfield. We've only seen maybe 4 or 5 midfielders from Westminster today. Nice physical slide there, and a tough call with the flag. And
Van's not liking that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they'll get them for is that extension, which the refs are always looking for.
I think so. I think that's the right call, trying to protect the player. Yeah, I think, that's sort of the surprise, just looking at the depth of Walton midfield. To your point, the Westie, they're kind of looking for 4 or 5 middies. In fact, Westminster started out almost in an invert, using their attack up, which, are kind of former middies to kind of come back. So I'm surprised they haven't gone back to that. Get Vroon and Jones more involved coming invert, which most teams aren't used to, and then coming back, giving your middies a bit of a rest. But it's a bit of a challenge. I mean, Farley's your face-off guy, and now you've also have him in there playing. So,
and with the importance of that face-off position, especially, nice skip across. Westminster being almost too unselfish. They're all inside 12 yards. There's Vroon for the step down. Give the assist to Isler.
Yeah, I thought 14 had the ability to shoot on that one. That was a nice movement. Yeah, again, sort of the stick side high goal. It's where we've had these phenomenal off-stick low saves. Then sort of where you think a goalie would like the ball. It's been keeping them guessing, but a lot of variation in shooting, which is really nice to see from both teams.
Nice man up there by Westminster. Looked like all that Walton defense was shrunk inside 10 yards. All the Westie shooters were at about 12.
Yeah, that was a big goal. So let's see what happens here on the X.
Lead back out to 5. It was 6 at the half.
Yeah,
and
so
a violation there on Farley. So maybe Farley
that's
getting in his.
second jump of the game. You know, so that's you hand him the face-off instead of making it a 50-50 ball. I think he felt he had to do something because they've been kind of getting the advantage of him this quarter. So their head is, I think he's in there in his head a little bit as a freshman.
All part of the learning experience, being one of those young guys on the varsity. So we got about a minute to go here. We'll see what Walton chooses to do.
1 minute left in the quarter.
Here goes Maxon down the alley and moves it along to Neal. Now they move it quick to the backside. Mills wants to attack. Had a little bit of room. Skips it over to Gurr. James Gurr down the right alley.
He's a talented freshman as well. I mean, it's a pretty full midfield that they have, you know, players here. But he's going to be special when he gets older.
Driving down the alley is Snyder, and that one shot wide.
Shot was by Snyder.
Here goes Neal from behind, driving topside to his right. Good defense there by Jones. See if Snyder goes again down the alley. We got 20 to go. Snyder draws the slide. Colt over to Neal. Neal skips it up top. 10 on the clock. To the left hand, rolling back to the right. Shot just wide.
Shot wide.
And 4 seconds to go. So Walton getting some good looks here in this final possession of the quarter. Look inside to Colt, but couldn't quite get it to go. Good idea there by the Walton offense, but good defense from Westminster.
10-5.
Yeah, nice quarter for Walton.
The Andrew Oswald Memorial Scholarship.
I'm sure they wish they had that last man up play back, but you know, certainly I think their best quarter so far.
10-5 after 3 here at the AJO4LAX Festival. We'll be back for fourth quarter action of our 10 o'clock game on the Crossfire TV right after this.
Big surprise.
Wildcats, number 13, Dylan Farley. For the Raiders, number 7, Nicholas Barnett.
And we're back here for fourth quarter action at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia, alongside Paul Devereaux. I'm Ned Case. Thanks for tuning in to La Crossfire TV's coverage of AJO4LAX Fest.
So it'll be interesting to see if Farley tries to pull this back and not try to go at the strength of the senior. So we'll interesting to see what his move will be here.
And he's got Isler pretty alone on this wing, so if he can cleanly throw it back there, should be easy for Westminster. 10-5 the score. It was 8-5. It was 7-1 at the half, 8-5 in that third. Walton making a nice run, but 2 big goals by Westminster there at the end of the third quarter. Extends it back out to 5, and Farley had a chance to win. Couldn't pick up the ground ball.
So much for what I know. But he got it. He beat him.
Yep, he did. And it looks like somebody is down for Westminster on the far side, holding a knee.
I think it's Farley.
This is not what you want to see. Officials should blow this dead now that nothing.
I think it's
The
Farley.
advantage is over.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is.
I didn't see what happened, but that's
Just looked like that. You see him right at the top of the box when that ground ball got there, and there's so many bodies in that area. But he pretty quickly, that right knee seemed to be what was bothering him the most. Don't want to jump to any conclusions. So we'll have a quick injury timeout, just about 20 seconds into our fourth quarter here on Lacrosse Fire TV. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this. Nice find inside behind the back. That was pretty. Nicky Solomon was his third of the day.
Out of the timeout in the eyeball here. They're working on the attack. Here he comes. Gilliam comes in. Fires that goal! Back-to-back goal! Coach Gilliam.
Rogie wants to go early. He's got his left hand. Look inside. Mills shot goal. And the Raiders win in the third overtime.
And the Titans was cleared. Pull it up and put it into the box. Makes these people gonna go all the way. Attack right in front. Save their goal. You talked him up.
There it is. I was going to say, he's going to get another one before this is over.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
And we're back here on Lacrosse Fire TV as number 13, Dylan Farley, gets helped off the field. Looked like it was something with one of his legs. Again, don't want to speculate too much, but definitely, like you just said, Paul, that's going to hurt Westminster a little bit. He's taking every face-off, and he's playing, as one of the 3 or 4 offensive midfielders.
Well, hopefully it's not too serious. Obviously, you always worry when you see a player go down.
So Farley will head to the sideline, and Coach Souza having a word with the officials. Now he wants his guys to huddle up. Did he call a timeout? Looks like he did. So Westminster called their first timeout. We'll stick around here and give you a quick rundown of what we've seen so far. It was a slow first quarter, 1-1. Again, we talk about this 10 o'clock game sometimes. It is a little bit slower. 1-1 after the first quarter. Then Westminster exploded for 6 goals in that second quarter. 2 of them coming on a 3-minute non-releasable stick penalty. Nice fight out of Walton there. 8-5 got it down to the third quarter before Westminster extended it to 10-5 to start this fourth quarter, and that is where we are for Westminster. David Vroon, 3 goals, 2 assists. He's joined by Tristan Ferrari with 3 goals and an assist for Ferrari. 2 goals out of Luke Jones, 2 goals out of Will Graves. For Walton, 4 goal scorers: Colt, Neal, Mills, and Pritz. Mills, the only one multiple with 2. So now we're back out of the timeout. About a 3, 4, 5 minute stoppage in play there, so we'll see who can maybe gain a little momentum out of that dead ball.
All set to resume play with 11 minutes, 39 seconds left in the game.
So hopefully Walton can keep their nice offensive movement going. That really was a plus for them. They were certainly their best quarter in third quarter.
And the all-sophomore midfield line out there for Walton right now with Pritz, Heron, and Maxon. We're going with Santee for the broadcast today. Maxon, sorry. If you tune in later, I don't want to butcher your last name all night long, or all morning long. And we're waiting for the officials. And here we go. So Walton's going to be in an open set here. See if Neal starts to move into the crease. Nope, he's going to stay wide. So may change up a little bit how Westminster's going to slide. They're going to attack the short stick from the wing here. Nice move by Heron. Gets underneath, but just misses Cage.
Not a bad shot.
See, both teams have had a nice defense out of their short sticks throughout the game today. And while both teams are attacking them, it's been tough to come by. We see it there again. That's speed on ball for Westminster. Playing nice defense, using his feet to stay in front, roll back. Heron really working for his own shot. Not a bad look there, but just wide. So Mills is going to attack from behind. Driving to his left, backhand to the right hand. They're going to say he stepped in the crease.
Wow.
So it'll be a turnover. And now they're going to try to use the speed of Wethington to clear. Big swing there by Neal. Nothing to do it.
Well, he's had it
Oh,
that's his first ball. We just jinxed
yep,
it.
but he has been impressive on the clear. But one last almost desperation check. Got the ball loose, and Walton will have a chance to reset here. So just over 10 to go here. Look at Pritz calling for the ball up top. He's got the short stick. Isler, who's been on the field a lot. That's the guy you want to attack if he's on defense. Try to wear him out a little bit. Quick slide comes. Now it falls off. Here goes Heron, attacking again from that wing. Got two pretty good looks from it. Here's a third, but a nice save inside. Ball pops right out to Pritz. Pritz steps in with the left hand, just high. 8th save there by my count for Warren Seeds. Invert chance here for Walton. See how they choose to attack it. Westminster ready there on the inside. You hear Coach Spots for Walton telling them to move the ball. They want to attack that backside. Here goes Pritz down the alley. He's got the short stick, gets underneath, and another big save there. Tough angle for Pritz.
Yeah, not much angle for that one. That was tough. I think he had decided on the 15-yard line he was going to shoot that.
Pritz just excited to see a short stick guarding him. He's had poles in his face all day long. Jensen with a nice play there, but couldn't quite pick up the ground ball, and a flag's going to come, and I think they're going to give Vroon for maybe a hit out of bounds or something in the back.
Wow, it didn't look like he had possession, but he must have.
And again, you got to wonder if it's something simple like the gray lines versus the blue lines, and you hit somebody out of bounds because you think they're inbound. So
there are a lot of lines.
little funky out
I
here.
mean, to your point, it was not only girls lacrosse, but soccer and football.
Yeah. So now the refs will discuss, and they're still going to keep him in the box, so they'll get unnecessary.
Wow.
So it may have been something a little out of bounds.
Yeah, just maybe a late hit, just to your point, not understanding where the lines are.
So again, Walton on the man up here, and a chance for them to get this lead down to 4, and with 9.5 to go, still plenty of time in this lacrosse game.
Plenty of time, especially if Farley's not going to be able to come back at the X. So
3-3 look here for Walton. A little bit of a wheel to the backside. Colt's going to find Neal. Nice ball movement.
What's there?
Great offense. Shot just wide, though.
That was their best offensive set yet. Nice Truman with right on the hands. That was a nice poke check.
So we'll see if they go back to that kind of wheel look. A little bit of a popcorn save there for Seeds, and his outlet pass is too high. We'll see if Westminster can come up with a big ground ball, and two guys run into each other. They can't. So
simple little things. So Seeds stepped with his right foot instead of throwing right hand, instead of throwing left, and that was just enough to make the ball sail high. So just little fundamental things we were talking about, just simple. It's not always about the fancy stuff, right? It's just the passing and throwing and looking the ball in. But that was just the simple there. He rushed it, stepped with his right foot, and the ball sailed.
So about 10 seconds left on this penalty. We'll see if Walton can do anything with it. It's a momentarily 6-on-5. And Heron's going to have a look and just misses wide.
Not a bad shot. And Seeds dropped to his knees, went low to high, but just couldn't put it on cage.
So all even now. We're going to get Davis Neal bumping out for Varghese. Pritz rolls back to his right. Nice move, but save. Looked like that shot went right to the chest of Seeds. Trying to clear it here is Colin Gutzmer, but he can't. Nice ground ball there by Philip Colt. Low and
Oh,
between the
wow.
legs. Goal by Walton. They needed that one. Philip Colt with his second of the day.
That certainly was a no, yay goal. But great. But Walton needed that for sure. Yeah, if Walton had, I think, this offensive movement in the first half, we'd have a much different game going on.
So 10-6.
Plenty of time, to your point earlier.
8:10 to go here. Big goal there by the senior Philip Colt.
Facing up for Westminster.
For Walton, you got the senior attackmen, all three seniors, and then out of the midfield, a lot of times you get three sophomores. So you see kind of how that really is a program over there from guys who are freshmen to seniors contributing.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the future, I think, is bright for Walton with such young players getting so much great playing time.
So the pole is going to take the face-off for Westminster, and Varghese made easy work of that, it looked like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they would do there because, Luke Jones has faced off a bunch,
Yep.
so I didn't know if they would try to move him up. But smart play on the face-off guy pulling the ball back on the defenseman.
Mills with a nice move behind, couldn't get it on cage. Neal catches the missed shot. And now it's Hellman coming out of the box. Nice defense there by Gutzmer, but he's going to draw a flag, and that should be interference there. And Gutzmer with an all-time flop to draw a second foul on Mills there. So it'll be 5-on-5, and we'll see who will have possession.
That was interesting. Certainly be fun to watch the replay on that.
I think it'll probably be 2:30 seconds would be my guess. A push in the back, and then Mills with maybe just an interference.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure that out right now. That's
Refs have done a nice job of coming together a couple times and making sure they got everything correct. So again, just to reset, score 10-6, 7:31 to go here in our fourth quarter. Westminster leads, had a 6-goal halftime lead. Walton got it down to as few as 3, but it's back to 4 now.
so slash on Westminster for 1. Unnecessary roughness for Walton. So both 1-minute penalty, they'll be 5-on-5.
So it looks like one of them's unreleasable. My guess is it would be Walton's because it came second and kind of after the play.
Yep.
But a minute of 5-on-5.
And the ball to Westminster because the second penalty was to Walton.
So Isler will touch in, and now we're playing 5-on-5. Paul, how does 5-on-5 kind of change the way you play both offensively and defensively?
Well, a bigger field in essence, right? You have one less person to sort of crowd it up, so you have a little bit more to room. I think Westminster will just kill the penalty here. I'm not sure why. I mean, it should be an even play. They should go for it, especially if they have the non-releasable. But I just get a sense of them killing the penalty right here.
Yep, Vroon seems very content with what they got going, eating a couple slap checks.
But in theory, you have a little bit more room because there's one less body on each side.
Graves carries. He's got 2 goals, both in the first half. Penalties will be out here in about 10 seconds. So, yeah, Coach Souza very content to just kill that off and play 6-on-6. And, I mean, to his credit, they've had a lot of success 6-on-6, so maybe not get away from too much.
Well, and they really don't need to score anymore, right?
Right.
They just need to kill the clock, and so that just took a minute from Walton. And now tougher for them to press because of the one less player. You're not used to that rotation, but certainly advantage to Westminster by killing the clock.
So it looks like the third midfielder we're seeing right now is Jake Jameson for Westminster. We saw him a few times driving down the alley. Nothing doing, rolling back, finds Vroon on the sneak. Shot just high over the crossbar. Vroon does a great job of moving all over the field. He's never in one spot for too long.
It's spot on. I mean, that's he's very active, great rider, and certainly off-ball movement, which is great. It just doesn't let your defenseman rest.
So here goes Jones and Jensen, 2 physical guys who like to use their size and speed. Jones doing a nice job drawing a slide, moves it along to Isler, pass a little high. Isler, the right-handed sweep, gets pushed out beyond the hashes. Very content here by Westminster. Jones 5 and 5. Thought he might pull a backhand shot there, but smart play. And Westminster did take one shot not too long ago, but see if they keep spinning this, if the refs they keep it in on them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We haven't had that call yet all day, but it will be interesting to see what they do. Certainly, I think if it goes behind, they certainly will call it.
Here goes Graves moving to Jamison. Jamison catches it. Now they go behind. Jones again working a 5 and 5. Does a good job of getting to that spot. And that shot just wide. But a big shot there just to, like we said, keep that shot clock off a little bit there, at least for another 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, I think his intention was to shoot the score, but certainly certainly lets the referees think that you're being aggressive trying to go to the goal.
Looks like Walton's going to call a timeout there. Talk about how they want to attack this defensively with Westminster slowing the game down. Under 5 to go now, 4:46 to score, 10-2-6. And Paul, it's we talked about how much better Walton's offense has looked in the second half and creating more shots, but I mean, up to the task all game long has been the netminder for Westminster. Warren Seeds, I've got him with 11 saves. I mean, he's been impressive. Saves of all kinds of variety.
Yeah, I think what they pick an MVP for each game. I think he's certainly in the running for that. I think he's really done a nice job, and even some of these wide shots, right? He's such a big guy, and when you start hot, you tend to want to shoot the perfect shot, and so I think that has helped him. So even the ones that they weren't saves, and the shots went wide, I think it was respect for his ability. One or two ones that I think he wishes he had back, right? But no, I think actually both have played well. I mean, I don't always fault a goalie on the Walton side. Certainly when someone's shooting 3 or 4 yards in from the crease, and that second quarter really, there were a lot of in tight goals that I think that's tough for any goalie. So I think really impressive specialty play, and I think actually a nice specialty play on the face-offs from both sides. So.
And again, Westminster losing their main face-off guy, Dylan Farley, had what looked to be a knee injury in that third quarter, or excuse me, I believe it was fourth quarter. And I believe we've only seen one face-off since then. Westminster sent out the poll, number 15, William O'Shea, for it. So we'll see if we get back to the X what they do here. It looks like Walton's going to double the ball right off the start here. So Walton feeling a little bit of pressure, down 4 with just over 4 to go.
Yeah, this is interesting because there's obviously they're 4 goals down, but
and here goes Vroon, middle of the field, pushing the back goal. Unbelievable individual effort by David Vroon.
That didn't go as planned.
And let's see if that looked like he got pushed in the back. I thought that's what the flag was going to be. I don't know if there was.
Yeah, and then
there was a couple flags out of the field.
I think there was sort of a little bit of a high hit, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what I think they're going to keep the flag out there, so they're not waving it off.
So again, an interesting decision there for Walton. They go to double, and then, once that double split, it's kind of chaos because everybody's all spread out, shutting off their guys. And Vroon took advantage there, showing off his left and right hand.
Yeah, you really have to pinch your player when you're there and sort of force him between if he's going to go anywhere, and just didn't do a good enough job shutting his left off, and then he's got nice speed. So that was sort of double tough luck here with him scoring, and then if there's still a penalty.
So it
but
looks
this
like
is Walton.
It looks like there was something called on Walton,
yeah,
and then a conduct was called on Westminster.
Yeah, interesting.
So I think Westminster is going to be 5-on-5. So Vroon, after scoring that goal, must either turn and said something to a Walton player, to the official, or maybe to just whoever after getting pushed around, run through the middle.
That could be.
So Pritz right away going downhill trying to create something, but not much to be had. Again, 5-on-5 here. Paul talked about more space for the offense. Westminster didn't attack their 5-on-5 situation. What Walton certainly seems to be
certainly they
attacking.
have to. Yeah, they have to. So now goes Pritz. He does have the long pole, but I think you got to go in and attack.
Good take, but just wide. Again, you talk about Seeds filling up that cage and shit. Kind of gets in shooters' heads and not a lot of uh-oh. That could be another flag. Should be another flag. He's going to go ahead and go.
Yep.
Nice look to Heron, but just a little bit high.
Yeah, I think he thought the penalty was released,
Yep.
and it was, but he left a little early.
And now the table is going to talk to the officials.
Should be Walton man up for 30 seconds.
Yeah, if he released early, you're right. It should add on another 30. And now, while I did compliment the refs for getting together earlier, it's been a lot of this today.
Yeah. It's one of these things that it's the right thing to do.
Right.
I'm sure Bruce Oswald's worrying about keeping games on time, and so
Yes.
so he's probably saying, guys, we got 4 more games to play, so let's get it right, but get it early, right? So, but it's the right thing to do for the game.
And so they get together, and it looks like they determined that it wasn't released early. And yet they wave it off. So good job by everybody there. Looked like somebody at the table was telling the officials that he wasn't released early. So 6-on-6, Walton will retain possession. 3:57 to go here, down by 4. Pritz has got the long pole of Charlie Edmiston on him. Now moves it over to Neal.
Yeah, Walton needs to.
Oh, so
They need to get going. I'm not sure what
so
they're
there.
doing.
So I think Walton's waiting for that penalty to come out. I think theirs was a minute and Westminster's was only 30.
Got
So
it.
now we're 6-on-6. Look, not sure if that was inside or skip. A little bit of confusion. Pritt's a little frustrated, but he's gonna have to turn around and ride the ball back. So Walton really needing to create some kind of turnover on this ride. Neal with good hustle there. But Isler's going to use his size and speed to carry across and get the touch. Isler inside, low pass intended for Ferrari. Ground ball. Coach Souza can't be thrilled with that possession, but Jensen misses the ground ball. And it's going to stay with, whoop, hold on.
Yeah, I think at this point
Yep.
you don't need to score more.
Right, exactly.
You just need the game to get
Let's
over.
get that one down the side through X. So Walton will get another possession here. And 3 minutes left. 1 timeout each for each team. Maxon quickly attacks the middle. Nothing to be doing. Keeps possession, pulls it out. Finds Colt. And here's Pritz. Walton's going to have to find some offense here in this 4th quarter. There's a look for Pritz. He's going to step in with the left hand just a little bit high. Back up to Westminster.
Wow. Good hustle on Westminster's part.
Jones and the goalie Seeds were chasing. So clearing the ball is Westminster now. They've been trying to get it to Wethington to use his speed all day, and there is Wethington right in the middle of the field. He's looking to pass, but that may have just been a decoy.
Yeah, he's really had a nice.
And good timeout there by Coach Souza, getting it over the midfield line. 2:19 to go.
So I think Walton will probably work a double again to try to put some pressure on the ball, and we'll see. See what happens with when they come out of the timeout.
So it's been a great start to our day. Just game 1 of 5 here. Coming up next, 12 p.m. Centennial and Stars Mill. We can see them warming up down on that practice field. Now we see Stars Mill walking up, ready to go. 2 o'clock, we got Lovett versus Lassiter. 4 o'clock, Johns Creek versus Lambert. And the finale, 6 p.m., the host school, Pope Greyhounds, taking on Blessed Trinity. Blessed Trinity, a team from that 1A through 5A group that you talked about that's been very impressive this year.
Oh, they really have done a nice job. I think they get the most out of their players. also having a good face-off guy helps. So they have a nice young man, Poma, who's really, controlling the ball there. So yeah, it's going to be a great day. I mean, it's super weather.
Yep.
Not too hot, and this was a great first game.
Yeah, you say it's great weather, and it seems like we say that every year, sometimes for different reasons. Like sometimes it's beautiful and it's sunny, but then you got kids cramping up, all day long playing at noon and 85 degrees when they've been playing in the cold. But today you say it's great weather because it's 60 degrees. It's not too hot, not too cold. Everybody's comfortable, and hopefully cramping and heat won't be an issue for these guys.
It shouldn't be.
So here goes Vroon with his 6 points on the day, 4 goals, 2 assists.
So now they double the ball instead of coming out of the timeout, but that's, they need to. They need to try to get the ball back.
Looked like they doubled it when he carried below GLE, but Vroon split the double last time, looking to do it again. Skips it across, ball hits the turf, but quickly picked up there by Ferrari. He gets it to Jones. And
I'll be surprised if they shoot anymore. I think they just need to move the ball.
Under 2, and again, another new rule started last year, I believe, is if you're up by more than 4, you don't have to keep it in the last couple minutes. So Westminster, with their 5-goal lead, can use the whole field. Jones handling nice, very calm with this double team. He doesn't seem to mind it at all. But he gets it taken away, maybe a little too casual with it. And I think that ball's going to stay with Westminster anyways.
Yeah, I think the key is just keep moving to the ball so that those guys in the wings have to come to the ball and just keep the ball moving as opposed to sort of dancing with it like he was there. So I think the key is just pop out moving because you know that they're going to double, so someone's open.
And Westminster doing a good job keeping it behind, so if they do turn it over, Walton's got to clear that full length of the field. Got a minute to go here, and Westminster executing very well this end of game, and they've handled really the end of quarter and end of game clock situations very well all game long. Big part of that's credit to Coach Tony Souza.
No, he's one of the best on clock management and timeout management, and certainly why he's a very winning 300+ win coach.
Absolutely, absolutely. We mentioned it coming off a state championship last year. And a nice double there and a flag there, and now whistles blow. I'm not sure why that ball never hit the ground, but the whistles do blow, and I think you're going to get Jensen on a high hit for that one. With 18 seconds to go, we see Centennial lining up. They'll be on that Walton sideline in white tops, white bottoms, and the white helmet. Stars Mill over on the Westminster sideline. They got that baby blue shorts tops with the gray helmet. So we'll see those guys. Game should start about 20 minutes after this one ends. Looks like the teams were getting all their warm-ups in earlier.
Well, the next game's up for a nice treat. This has been great spending the day with you here, Ned, in the morning. But you got Mike Rabbit coming up. He's going to bring his expertise from his college days, his coaching days.
It's the big one. It's the D2 broadcast. We got Lemoyne and we got Lenore Ryan on the mic. So it's the all D2 broadcast.
This is the hard hat lacrosse right here. This is where it's at. It's great.
Paul playing at Navy.
Army.
Army.
Oh, gosh,
wow,
yeah.
that was a huge beef up. Probably my biggest one of the day.
He'd have to sack Cappy here online.
I about got thrown out this window.
Tell you.
So waiting for the restart of play. Oh, it did restart. My bad. We're just running the clock out here.
Ned enjoyed it.
Absolutely,
excellent job.
Absolutely. The final score
really nice
here
game.
from Pope Game 1. Westminster 11-6 over Walton. For Paul Devereaux, I'm Ned Case. Thanks for tuning in to Lacrosse Fire TV. We'll be back with Game 2 in just about 20 minutes.
Nice. Too much, Father.